tune in to Dishing with Christian on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on the NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
I got all sides in my bag swag.
You can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like. Yeah, baby, you can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like. Yeah, baby, you can have whatever you like.
Good evening, good
I
evening.
said you can have whatever you like.
This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I'm your host, Remus Bowman. Again, I'm fortunate enough to have my guest co-host, Miss Riddell Green. How you doing today, Riddell?
I'm okay today. How are you, Remus?
Very good, very good.
Good.
You know, one of the things that I have to say is I'm impressed with the fact that you're putting in the time to learn more about credit.
Yes, sir.
It's one of the most important topics of the day. Right now we're about to go through some very important hyper changes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know how fast you can imagine things changing in your life. It's almost like you open your eyes and it's a new day and you have to get on with it. Well, what's happening is, and a lot of us are not paying attention, or maybe we are, maybe we just don't see it from the same perspective. But under our current administration, the laws that regulated credit and some of the laws that were implemented in order to protect consumers from unscrupulous banks and lending institutions and high interest rates may be taken, may be done away with as a result of the new presidency, because what they're going to be trying to do is stimulate more financial activity, greater opportunity for investors to make higher profits on their investment. In today's market, even if you had a large sum of money and you deposited it into a CD or into your bank looking for interest rates, those interest rates will be very low. Most people I think that's a big problem for a lot of people. And as a result, the amount of people that are investing or reinvesting in different financial packages like banks, mortgages, CDs and that kind of thing have reduced because of the restrictions that were put by the current administration to keep the interest rates low, and which also hampered the amount of a reinvestment back into certain types of stimulus packages. I apologize to you, Riddell, for coming off the cuff. This is something I wanted to talk about because it's a little different, and again, my background is in investments and insurance. So as a result, I look at things a little bit differently. I can remember back in the 70s during the Jimmy Carter era, when there was a lot of stimulus packages going on in the United States, and we had high interest rates and high inflation. Now, of course, what's going to happen is, as a result of the new presidential administration, we'll probably go back into a high inflationary area because of the different thought process of the
people in place.
Of the people in place. It's six in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Right.
The thought should be whether or not it's better for you to have gasoline at $2 or $2.25 a gallon versus $3.50 and $4 a gallon. I can honestly tell you, because of the way that people have been able to travel and enjoy different lifestyles, we should be very concerned because over the next few years it's going to change.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, and that is something to be afraid of. It is.
Also, what happened during the previous administration was that there were a lot of relaxed laws when it came to people buying homes.
Okay. Yeah.
This is probably going to happen again under the new administration. The laws are going to be changed. People are going to be buying homes, but a lot of those purchases are going to be at higher interest rates, which means that people are going to actually struggle to make those monthly payments. Right now, there are rules in place where people can refinance in the 4 to 5% or under 4% if they had good credit ratings.
Good credit.
But I can honestly tell you, if you really take a strong look at what the direction things are going to be going in over the next year to 2 years, you're going to see, I'm telling you, if you got any money, if you got any opportunity to have money and you get money in your life, one of the first things you need to do is clean your credit up.
Agree.
Because there's going to be lots of opportunities to make good smart purchases. Right. And you're going to need to keep up with the rate that the economy is going to be flowing in. A lot of people are not paying attention, but if you listen, and if you listen real well, you'll see some of the things that matter of fact, there's a law in place right now that they put in called Dodd-Frank. Now, I've heard that they're thinking about doing away with Dodd-Frank. There's going to be a big thing in Congress where they're going to be talking about or trying to change those laws.
Can you tell me what Dodd-Frank is? Because I'm blank at this point.
What Dodd-Frank is certain protections that were installed by the current administration to keep banks from making making unwise or faulty or bad loans. Now, because I've worked for a long time in the automobile business, I realize that a lot of lenders will make these loans to people knowing that they're not going to be able to complete.
They know a repo is coming, basically.
Yeah, they know that they're going to be able to repossess the property.
Right.
But the gain that they get is that, number one, because they're going to make you put down, and this is something that we really, really, really got to pay attention to.
Okay.
And I've been talking for the last 2 years about people getting their credit straight because those high interest rates, and then they also charge fees, and they also make you put down large amounts for down payments. So what happens is that when you put down a large down payment and you have fees, those fees and those high interest contracts go directly to the lender.
Right.
So what happens is the person who's putting down that money, chances are you're more than likely not going to be able to complete the contract. And so because you're not going to be able to complete the contract, at some point they already know that they're going to repossess the property. So if you have like a 20 or 15 or 10% ownership in the vehicle, and they repossess it, and they've already taken these large down payments, then what happens is the bank or mortgage company gets to resell that purchase at market price, and
double their profit.
It creates a windfall.
Yeah.
So they've already collected the large down payment. Now they're reselling the property, so it's like turning over their investment, the money. Yeah. It's time now for our first break. This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I hope you're ready for some great information. You got to get ready for next year. The tax laws, the tax structures are going to be changing. It's an exciting time, but it can only be exciting if you prepare yourself, if you're ready for change. This is real change that's coming your way. And, a lot of things are going to be changing very quickly, very rapidly. This is Junior Credit. It's time for our first break. We're going to be right back.
You can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like. Yeah, baby, you can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business. New morning show alert. New morning show alert. The Warren Ballantyne Show airs daily from 9 to 11 a.m. Central Time, bringing you the news you need to know. The Warren Ballantyne Show, now on the New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Captain Black.
This is Brother Al Mims. Join us for our new show,
The Hostages That Fight Back, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central.
We are all hostages to something.
But it's up to us
to find the courage to fight back and make the change.
So tune in to become the change you want to see in the world, here on New Orleans Talk Network.
Brothers and sisters! Brothers and sisters! I don't know what this world is coming to.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned in to New Orleans Talk Network.
What's up, New Orleans? Listen, this your man Fred, host of your #1 sports talk show down here in New Orleans. Yeah, I said it. FanView, where real fans talk about real sports. Join me, Bank Ball Recite, your people's man B, and Madman the Big Fan as we talk about all the latest sports topics going down here around the country. Again, FanView, where real fans talk about real sports.
Listen up. Your customers, network.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
You can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like. Yeah, baby, you can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like.
I love that song. You can have whatever you like if you have a good credit score. Imagine. In just a few weeks, everybody's going to be looking forward to receiving their income tax. They're going to be making plans for either their summer vacations, replacing their automobile, buying a home, doing all the things that most people like to do in order to stimulate positive thoughts during in this lifestyle. We A lot of people treat their income tax as an investment. Over the course of a year, they see that there's money being taken out of their checks every week or every other week whenever they get paid, and that's going to pay your taxes. But a lot of people make less than what they should make, and as a result, they get a lot of those taxes back, either by overpayment of taxes or by child credit, and this kind of thing. So as a result, a lot of people plan to make a life-changing or financial changes in their families or households when they get their income tax. But if you plan now, then you'll have more to do with that money. If you'll go to go to my green card, it says enroll now. If you would just take a chance, you can give yourself an opportunity to become more credit worthy, and maybe you might not have to come up with that $3,000 or $4,000 down payment. Right. I'm so encouraged right now because there are times when I run out of fuel, I run out of emotional fuel, and there's times when even though there's been so many people that I've helped to restore their credit, but then there's this other time. A couple of weeks ago, one of my customers referred a friend or a coworker to me, and of course, because the lady is a professional, I won't talk too much about her background. She's a professional. She makes a little bit of money, probably about $35,000 to $40,000 a year, which is an average income for a single person in today's world. There's no way this person should not be able to qualify to purchase an automobile. She was putting $2,000 down, which is a reasonable down payment. And again, she's a professional. She has specialized training. So as a result, to have a situation that occurred with this young lady, it took me back. Primarily because what happened is she had been married, and her husband had gone out to one of these timeshare situations, and he signed up for some type of travel package, and she had no idea of it. Now, legally, this person was actually married to this person, although they were separated long ago. But at the time that she applied to purchase her vehicle, she had no idea that her husband was purchasing this timeshare, and the timeshare company had put this information on her credit. Now, it took everybody by surprise. I mean, because we evaluate credit reports relatively quickly, and I'm a professional at this. I've been doing it for a number of years. I hardly ever make any mistakes when I evaluate a credit report. However, sometimes I may not look at all three reports. Now, one of the rules of credit reporting is that different banks use different reporting agencies. Not all banks use all three reporting agencies. Some banks have direct relationships with a single agency. So what happened is on our Equifax report, this loan didn't show up. On our Experian report, I'm trying to remember if it was Experian. I think it was Experian report. It did. Now, what happened is the guy never made any payments on purchase. So as a result, this mortgage purchase was showing as a foreclosure.
Oh.
And so what happens is the banks realize that there's a statute of limitations is up to 3 years after the time that this person entered into this agreement, that this lady could be held responsible to repay back this debt, although she did not make the purchase herself. You know, I was so looking forward to asking this question of the attorneys today, primarily because there's, you know, the credit and law should be walking in lockstep, but in actuality, you know, even in my conversations with a lot of attorneys over the years, you know, unless you work in a credit situation or totally understand how credit actually works, even though you're a lawyer, you may be a little off when it comes to this because it's not really the same thought process. You know, it's completely irrational.
It's a different beast.
Completely.
Credit is a different beast.
A different beast for most, yes.
It is.
And, you know, and most of us, when we look at our credit reports, we have almost no idea what we're looking at. Sometime in January, I'm planning to do some live seminars. And in those live seminars, we're going to be explaining how to actually read a credit report. You know, it's important that people understand that banks actually look at all three reports. The reporting agencies, credit reporting agencies' files, because they realize that those reporting agencies have different clients. Different people do business with each agency, and sometimes something may not be on one report, but it may show up on another. So as a result, this creates a window of opportunity to turn you down.
Right. No, they look for that opportunity. Or charge you a very high interest
Very
rate.
high, excessive interest rate.
And that's a lose-lose right there alone.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I try to encourage people to do is, number one, is to get a copy of your credit report. If you get a copy of your credit report, now, on Credit Karma, they don't show all three reports. Now, unless you pay a fee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you pay a fee, they'll let you look at all three reports. More often than not, you're going to have the same information showing up on the different reports, but not necessarily true. And also, sometimes when you have loans with credit unions, unless you've defaulted or failed to pay on a monthly basis, if you've missed the payment, more often than not, most credit unions don't report unless they have adverse information to report to the credit unions. So as a result, there it is right there. Okay. It showed up on Equifax. The information showed up on Equifax. Did not show up on Equifax. It did not show up on Experian, but it showed up on TransUnion.
But TransUnion is so rarely used, right? That's like the bottom of the, sorry TransUnion, but it is what it is.
No, it's not the bottom.
I mean, so I thought. See the ignorance? See why we need this system?
No, there's no such thing as the bottom.
It felt like it was the bottom because that's the one credit report. Let me say this. That is the one credit report that I always had problems with as far as reporting good or bad. TransUnion they just seem to drop the ball, and you can never get through to TransUnion. I don't know if you tried to call them, but it's terrible.
Well, one of the things that I often tell people is that you may need a little checkup on your credit report. You may need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
if you enroll in my V card, we can do that for you. You can send me a request, and I'll run those reports for you and give you the information you need. But if you do nothing, then nothing will change. I can honestly say this lady actually, her coworker called me, and she told me, she said, Remus, she said, this lady was crying and so upset for days. The manager at the dealership, he kept looking at me, and I'm like looking at him. He says, I want my car back. I said, wait, we got to wait just a minute. One more day. We got to have this, got to have the boss take a look at this to see if the boss can do something. Now, to his defense, last week was a big week for him. They were having meetings for the corporation. Now, the company owns about 24, 25 different dealerships. So all the general managers were in town. But, the general manager that we work with over at Will Lewis, he's very thorough, and he gets a lot of things. He's magical, man. He can get a lot of people bought that.
Say that name again?
Will Lewis. He can generally get people bought that don't deserve to have a car.
That's what's up.
And the reason why I say you don't deserve, or you may not deserve to have a car, is because there's these laws that exist today, and we're so lazy. We're complacent.
True.
We put our heads in the ground, and we actually refused to understand that this is something that's an actual part of our financial life. And when we refuse to do anything, when we refuse to even get the information, I come in contact with people all the time who tell me, oh, I know I got a bad credit score. Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you know you have a bad credit score, why don't you try to do something to improve it?
Can I chime in?
Sir?
Can I chime in? Okay.
I
the
want
people,
you.
the people
I
that
invited
say
you.
that, I know that's right. The people that say that, and I hear it a lot also, Remus, people always run around, man, you be riding good, man, you be... Okay, that's because I try to maintain a good credit. I don't have the money to drive really what I'm driving or do what I do, but I have the credit. I had the credit to do these things, and you can go out every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday, whatever days you decide to go out and you drinking and you eating out and you doing all these extracurricular activities. Instead of doing those things, how about you take that money, or a little of that money, a portion of that money, and you apply it to repairing your credit so that you can ride good and you're not at the bus stop, or you're not, you can't lease
somebody to co-sign.
You can, that's not, no. You want to be the lender, not the borrower, right? You want to be the lender, not the borrower. Just keep that in mind.
Well, I got one thing to say. Yeah. If you think that it's easy, I mean, it's difficult to pay a $300 a month car note. Oof. Because you want to drive, well, because you're forced to have a car. You've got to get from point A to point B. Imagine that car note going from $300 to $450 or $500 for the same car.
Plus, they do the credit with your insurance. Your insurance company's going to tack you up.
Absolutely.
Because of your credit score.
Absolutely.
So you're losing.
Absolutely. And a lot of people are not aware that the insurance companies also run your credit before they give you an insurance quote. Because if you have a low credit score, they already know that you have a greater potential. And the thing is that most people are not aware that there's a direct relationship between low credit scores and losses. People with low credit scores have a tendency to file more insurance claims. They have a tendency to get in more accidents and file claims, hire attorneys to sue the insurance companies, the whole 9 yards. So based on that information, they're going to charge you a higher rate because
you're high risk. It is what it is, right? You're high risk. And here's the thing: if you can just repair that credit, you will open so many doors and opportunities via career. cars, homes, your children, you'll vacate more, you'll live better. You'll live better. $87 a month? Okay, I might blow that at McDonald's. I'm just saying. But on my McDonald's days, I don't eat McDonald's anymore. Shout out McDonald's. But I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you on the repairing your credit. We have to get this word out to more and more people to let them know that it is detrimental. It is detrimental. Do you understand what I'm saying? Serious that we repair our credit while we still have an opportunity, while we still have these laws of protection in place. If you can start now, you'll be in a better position in the next, 3 to 6 months.
Absolutely.
3 to 6 months. That's the window. So $87 for the next 3 to 6 months.
And also the knowledge that you can obtain while going through this process. The company that I represent, or should I say that we represent, is called United Financial Services. And United Financial Services has so many different components. You can even call them and get additional information on how to improve your credit score once you become a client. What we need to do is we need to do something.
What's that?
We need to, what did it say? Pretty girl tells the guy, the suitor, she says, don't just sit there and kiss me.
Oh.
Okay. Well, don't just sit there. Do something.
Do something.
Get a copy of your credit report. If you can't evaluate it, come on out by Toyota of New Orleans. Come see me, and we'll help you understand what's going on. I got a phone call. Matter of fact, it's time for our second break. This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. We're going to be right back.
You can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like. Yeah, baby, you can have whatever you like.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Are you a member of Bedside Baptist? Well, now you can join Bethesda House of Prayer every Sunday for our live broadcast. It starts at approximately 9:45 every Sunday morning. Just go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com and click play. We can't wait for you to join us from your home. And don't forget, if you want to join us live and in person, service starts for 9 a.m. and we are located at 7601 West Lake Expressway, Marrero, Louisiana, 70072, Suite C.
This is Captain Black.
This is Brother Al Mims. Join us for our new show,
The Hostages That Fight Back. Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central.
We are all hostages to something,
but it's up to us
to find the courage to fight back and make the change.
So tune in to become the change you want to see in the world, here on New Orleans Talk Network.
Brothers and sisters! Brothers and sisters! I don't know what this world is coming to.
What is New Orleans Talk Network? It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready, because the conversation will be hot, and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app, available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
What's up, New Orleans? Listen, this your man Fred, host of your #1 sports talk show down here in New Orleans. Yeah, I said it. FanView, where real fans talk about real sports. Join me, Bank Ball Recite, your people's man B, and Madman the Big Fan as we talk about all the latest sports topic going down here around the country. Again, FanView, where real fans talk about real sports.
Your quality of life.
Let everyone know you listen to
The New Orleans Talk Network.
You can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like.
We're back. This is the New Orleans Talk Network, and this is you and your credit. I'm your host, Remus Bowman, and my guest co-host is Riddell Green. Okay. Riddell's having a ball.
I am.
It's the subject of credit worthiness. Most people become very shy when it comes to these type of conversations, and I'm seeing how excited Riddell is to learn this information, to get working knowledge. One of the most important factors, one of the most important thoughts that you could have is once you understand the importance of this information, then you can transfer it. Then you can share it with your friends. You can share it with your family members. You know, I meet so many people over the years who nobody told them anything. You know, I've had people tell me, there's so many people out there talking this credit thing, but nobody's reaching them. Nobody's explaining to them or motivating them to actually get into it enough to where they can have
a better life,
a better financial life, or just so that they can understand how they should be managing this situation so they can pay lower interest rates on the things that you must have in order to exist in America today. You know, I want to go back and I want to just challenge you. Get a copy of your credit report. Got questions, call me. My name is Remus Bowman. You can call me at 504-274-8117. If you have questions for the show, you can call in right now at 504-341-8255. This is the New Orleans Talk Network, and this is you and your credit. Riddell, you just said, I'd love to have a $300 a month car note.
On a luxury car, I wish.
For those that don't realize it, Riddell drives a little Cadillac. Yeah, nice,
I do.
Nice little car, very fancy.
And my power in that, let me tell you the story. So, $300 car note, I wish it was. But I did manage to, being credit worthy, if I would have gotten a lesser car, let's not call it a lesser car. If I would have got a Hyundai or something.
There's nothing wrong with Hyundai.
I don't like them.
We're going to say
it's my preference.
Lesser priced car.
All right, lesser priced cars. I'll be sending shots. But, okay, if I would have gotten a lesser valued car, my note probably would have been $300 with a very low APR. But I did tell the dealer, the salesman, I say, let me tell you this before you start with me. I know I'm worthy. I know I'm credit worthy, okay? I know what I want. I had one guy tell me, oh, your credit's not long enough to get what you're talking about. So I went to a different dealer. Anyways, I rolled back up on him later. But in my new Cadillac. And I told the people before they come back into that room, I know I'm credit worthy, so don't play with me. Don't come up in here with no double-digit numbers for APR. I want single digits, and I want them below 5. I know that I'm not going to get a 0, but I do know I'm going to get way less than a 5% APR. I'm not settling for anything other than that. And the only reason, Remus, that I was able to be so bold and talk so, outrageous to them was because I knew what my credit looked like. I knew I worked on my credit, and it was good.
You did the work.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
And she's a negotiator. You're not going to do me that.
See, a lot of people don't think that they
have
have the power
and they don't
to negotiate. So
Mm-hmm.
they walk in to, especially a car dealership, and they get hammered. And they get, and as I said a moment ago, you're going to have a situation soon where all these laws that have been protecting you under the Obama administration are going to be taken away.
Man.
And those interest rates are going to be through the roof. Hey, we got a caller on the line, Mr. Russell. How you doing, sir?
Absolutely wonderful, my man.
Great. We missed you on the set, man. Are you listening to the show?
I'm listening to the show, man. I'm back in H-Town. Listen to the show, man. You guys doing a fantastic job, man.
Oh, thank you, sir. How you doing, Mr. Russell?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Hey, listen, this is a lot of powerful and good information that you guys giving to the people and to the public. But the only thing I can say is it's no good unless you apply it. Application is huge.
Yes, it is.
It means everything. And our show today is focusing on trying to get people to use the program. If you're on my Facebook page, you can go to Remus Bowman at Facebook. My V card's right there. If you go to Remus Bowman on with FES Credit Restoration, you can find my V card right there. The importance of the V card, and there it is on the screen. The importance of the V card is to give you an opportunity to enroll. You can enroll right now while you're watching the show. Enroll right now, and when I get off the show, I'll contact you. It says enroll now. Request information and contact me today. If you just touch that on the V card, you'll be able to enroll. It's only an $87 fee, and we'll contact you immediately.
And that's what you said. Only $87.
We're giving it away. Well, the company is. The company's been around for 12 years. They have a A rating with the Better Business Bureau. I've seen them do magical things for people, George.
Listen, it's ironic. It's ironic. I have clients here that do the same thing you do. They charge you $2,000 up front.
So we in the right market for that 87 then, right here in Homo, New Orleans. Thank you, New Orleans.
Well, I know exactly what you're talking about. Houston's a little different than New Orleans. I've only been in the credit restoration business for about 3 years now, and I'm trying to find my way to put myself in a situation where we'll be able to give those counseling with people, private counseling sessions with people, and charge larger amounts. But we're trying to help everybody right now. It's open season. If you don't take advantage of it, believe me, this opportunity is fleeting.
It really is.
Because there's going to be a time where we're probably going to be doing things a little different. But if you take advantage of the opportunity today, I promise you will not.
You'll hug us later. Don't worry about it.
Let me just say this. Last week, I got a phone call from a young lady who I met with about a month or two ago. And she called me and she said, Mr. Remus. And she told me her name. She said, "You remember me?" I said, "I think so." And then she said, "Well, you gave me some advice on my credit, and I've been running my credit reports, and right now I've gone from in the 400s and I'm in the 600s now.
Well, bless
and
our
I'm
Lord.
ready to buy my new car."
Oh,
I said, "Well, when can you come see me?" She said, "I'll be here Saturday."
Loyalty.
She came in, her and her 2 kids. I remembered exactly who she was. I even remembered her boyfriend who came with her to the dealership the day that she came. And it was a wonderful session. But, if you get the information, you don't even have to get into a program. You don't even have to do counseling. if you get the information and start applying it to your life, you'll surely see things change.
Oh, yeah.
But if you do nothing, then nothing will change.
Exactly.
And that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. So you mentioned earlier that you were at a funeral. How'd that go?
Hey man, funeral never is a nice. It's nice, but he was a really he was my neighbor. He was a really nice guy. He was an accountant. His wife was an accountant. He was only 50. I mean, he was only 60 years old. He was very, very healthy. His daughter graduated from Harvard. His son is a doctor, graduated from Harvard. I mean, the guy was just a nice guy. Had a stomach aneurysm and died within a week.
My gosh.
Well, I can honestly tell you that what people don't understand is, life is so fleeting. Things can change so quickly.
Stress.
Our bodies. I was running a little late to get to the show today, and one thought came into my mind is the one thing you can't control is time. There's nothing into time is going to consistently. It's going to keep going, and when your time is up, it's up.
Very true.
So we got to take advantage of the opportunity that time gives us. If you do not use the time that you have to its greatest possible effect on your life, you're going to suffer. It's not going to be a good thing.
Not at all. And rest in peace to him and condolences to his family. And one thing we forget as a people, we forget that stress is the number one killer. I don't know his situation, but being healthy, and that's fairly young, 60, and he just dropped from aneurysm or whatever the situation was, it probably was stress-related. And most people that have low credit scores, back to that, we tend to carry the most stress. And it's due to our financial situations. But if we can eliminate those stresses by paying whatever fee it is to get those particular situations in order in our life, because it creates a better living, which when you have a better living, you have a better life. You understand what I'm saying? Which means you're stressing less. That's what you want to do. You want to fix those small things like credit. You consider them small, but they're really not that small. You want to fix that to eliminate those other things that will snowball effect into stress that would ultimately take you out of here at the wrong time.
Well, I think what happens is when you have a poor credit score, that in itself is very stressful.
That is, yes,
and
indeed.
When you try to avoid managing it or doing anything about it,
causes you stress.
We have a tendency to give up without trying.
Right.
Which is weird. We give up without even trying. Just like what I was saying a moment ago about the young lady that called me. I've had people who looked at me and said, "Why are you telling me this? I came to buy a car, and you're telling me about my credit." Well, because I'm trying to help you, fool.
In the long run.
I'm trying to help you. And if you'll just listen, if you'll just apply
the
information that I'm giving to you, maybe you might not have to put $3,000-$4,000
Mr. Bowman.
down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mr. Bowman, want to tell you what's ironic? A person that has a low credit score goes into a financial situation expecting to pay more. That's what I understand. They're not really expecting a good deal. They expected to pay more. They expected to pay a higher interest rate, which if you calculate the interest rate or what they're paying on their payment per month higher times the term, they're gonna have their credit fixed, and their credit is fixed for the car payment, for the credit card, for everything else, for the cash of their job, for everything else. But why, when your credit is a little soft and life is hills and valleys, you have a little downtime, why don't you just correct it? It's okay to have downtime. It's okay.
Right.
We all have good credit all the time.
Right.
Well,
hills and valleys.
Yeah.
If you've been in the valley, call Mr. Bowman's number, and we're gonna help you get on up that hill.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
You gotta start somewhere. And for $89.95, why not give it a try?
$87.
$87, George. $87.
Couple dollars a week.
I can even. It's so cheap. I can't even say is
It's look, I promise you, it's the cheapest, the best investment you could make. $87.
I think that a lot of people are afraid of what's on their credit, and they're afraid if they pull their credit that, oh man, the credit people are going to be alerted. Oh no, the repo man going to know where I live if I give my new address. No, this is serious issues, and we can talk about this next time because we only have like 5 minutes left. But Russell, you understand what I'm saying, right, Mr. Russell?
Sure.
Oh, Pat, listen, I'm going to be honest real quick. I'm afraid of what I might see on my credit right now.
Well,
and I know it's there, but I'm scared something else might jump on. I'm like, Lord, please don't let nothing else jump on my credit.
You know the weirdest thing about this conversation? Now, I know George and I know myself, and I've just gotten to know you, Riddell. I run my credit report all the time.
Do you?
Sometimes I run it more than once in a week.
Listen. I'm afraid. If I run that thing any further, it may drop a few more points. I need all my little coinage. I need all my little points.
Well, the point is that there's so many different companies out there that you can run what's known as a soft credit report, and you don't have to. When you pull it, you don't get treated the same way as a hard pull.
I understand. I know about that soft credit pull or what have you. However, it's awful to mess you up. That little extra point, I'm telling you, I can't handle it.
Well,
I need it.
The reason why soft pulls are permitted is because they're generally done for promotional reasons. They're and again, as I sometimes refer state, the federal government has a law which gives you an opportunity to get a free copy of your credit report.
Freeannualreport.com.
Every year. So they've broadened it, and so again, as I said earlier, there's a lot of companies that use the availability of a free credit report to stimulate sales.
Right.
If you go on Credit Karma, they're going to tell you about a credit card company. They may tell you about Capital One or some other company that may be interested in doing business with you. So they do that to promote people buying something. So you think that they're just giving it to you to provide information, but nothing could be further from the truth.
Right.
What they're actually doing is they're giving you a copy of the free credit report to stimulate you to purchase something, because nobody benefits if somebody ain't making some money.
That's right.
And if you ain't buying nothing, then nobody ain't making no money. So we gotta, that's the whole reason for the free credit reports. And for the companies that do the free credit report, they actually are working in conjunction with other companies that are lending institutions to generate opportunities to sell you a car or to give you a credit card or something like that.
That's why they send you that free key in the mail from the car dealership. They're trying to lock you down. Don't do it.
Hey, Mr. Bowman.
Yes, sir.
Listen, man, I want to thank all your listeners and wish them a happy Thanksgiving. And thank God there's a guy like you giving your time to service them. Now, whether they take advantage or not, is something totally different.
True.
But the information is no good unless you apply it.
True.
Well,
do me a favor. Please give him a call and let's just get it started. Let's just try it. Let's just go.
You can also inbox me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and we'll respond immediately. You can go to Remus Bowman 55 at Gmail, or you can call me at 504-274-8155. I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Don't overindulge, but gain a couple pounds.
Don't eat too much fried turkey.
Yeah, a little turkey is it's good for the soul.
It's coming.
I'm sure most people by now have their turkey sitting in the refrigerator, thawing out, or getting ready for processing. It's going to be a great week. But here's the thing that we need to think about, and it's time for the show to wrap up. If you start now, then by the middle of January or 1st of February, when you start getting those income tax checks, you'll be in a position where you can buy the car that you need.
Or a house.
Or a home that you need. We've got people
Condo.
that are buying homes as a result of being in my program. At $87, go to the V card. Says it right there. V card. Remus Bowman, right there. That card that says that you're looking at on Facebook.
Just change your life.
It will change your life.
It'll
Just
change your life.
touch that card. And number one, you can go to where it says protection plan. That's actually a video card.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to watch some videos. You'll be able to watch some testimonies, and you'll be able to enroll today.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Thanksgiving again, Riddell.
Happy Thanksgiving, all. Thank you, Mr. Russell, for calling in.
And thank you, George. It's nice to hear it from you. Hey, this is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I'm Remus Bowman. Have a great week.
Yes.
I said you can have whatever